What's up, everyone? It's Tim from TimPlaysAGame here with the box opening and Elite box opening for Journey Together. Set's coming out probably, I think, I'm going to try to post this video before the set actually comes out, but it's coming out Friday. So, yeah, new set. Basically, we have the return of Trainers Pokemon, namely N, also Lillie, Hop, and Iono, as well as a bunch of other Pokemon. So, we're going to get right into it. We're going to start by opening up the Elite Trainer box. So, we got the player's guide. Kind of a little preview of what to expect. Some of these full art cards look really good. One of my chase cards, trying to get that Lillie's Clefairy. Any and Zoroark I can get. Hop, Zacian. Those are some of the best cards. Let's see what else we got in here. We get the fluff. Let's get rid of that fluff. We get the 9 packs, which we'll be opening up later on. When I do the big box opening, we'll probably start with those. Dividers and the Zoroark card in there, full art. It's awesome. The poison and fire, poison and burn counter. The dice, pretty similar to that of what we get at the green dice are pretty similar to that what we get out of Pokemon 151. This 6-sided die is new. Pack of energies, same type from Stellar Crown. And then these N sleeves, for those of you who are fans of N. These actually look pretty nice. Alright, so total, the 9 from the ETB and the 36 from the booster box. We got a total of 45 packs we're going to open. Let's get cracking on that. We got Voltorb. We got Oricorio. Let me adjust the light a little bit. So we got N's Purloin, Professor's Research, Combuskin, Alolan Golem, Escavalier, Torkoal, Reversal Squovit, and Ludicolo is the rare. Next pack, we got Shuppet, Hops Corvusquire, and Sigilif. This actually has a really good, really cool effect. Victory symbol. If you use this attack and you have exactly 1 prize card remaining, you win the game. So, if you can get like it's kind of a hit or miss card though. I've seen some Ends decks run it, most don't. We got Billionaire and Onair. Billionaire, got it. Hops Choice Band. Really cool card that powers up Hop's Pokemon. We got Articuno. The full art from that looks pretty cool. Postwick, another card that powers up Hop's Pokemon. We got N's Purloin. Thieving Swipe's pretty good. There's no N's. I don't think there's any N's Lipard. So you get the Thieving Swipe ability or attack where your opponent reveals their hand, choose a card you find there, and put it at the bottom of their deck. That might mess up some of their strategies. We got Black Belt's Training. You may have seen this in the previous set. Well, it's coming back now. 4 more copies from the Japan decks. And Meowscarada is the rare. Ability Showtime. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may switch it with your active Pokemon. And then Rising Blossom. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon EX, attack does 90 more damage. So, I wouldn't say great. I'm not sure if it's great. It's interesting. I mean, it's another little trick for Meowscarada. We didn't talk about the Ludicolo at all. The ability is basically Vibrant Dance. All your Pokemon in play get 40 HP extra. The effect of Vibrant Dance doesn't stack, so I'm not sure if it's worth the evolving up a stage 2, though, for that. Next one, we got Lillie's Cutiefly, Petlil, Minchino, Toad's cool. Brock's Scouting. Very cool ability. It's a supporter card where you basically you can choose to either search out 2 basic Pokemon or 1 evolution Pokemon. Pretty good depending on what stage of the game you get it. We got Volcarona. We got Marowak. Alolan Marowak. Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out by Retaliate, if any Pokemon were knocked out by damage from attack during your last turn, this attack does 90 more damage. Might be pretty good. Squawkabilly. Just basically add on, draws 2 cards, and Hyper Voice does 40. Kecleon. And, oh, look at that. Salamence EX. This is one of those cards me and my friend were talking about. we really wish Regidrago V-Star didn't rotate out because using this is crazy with that. But anyway, Wide Blast for 1 fire and 2 colorless. This attack does 50 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. And then Dragon Impact, discard 2 energy from this Pokemon, but that's for a fire, water, and 2 colorless. So a lot of ways you can go with that one. Does a straight 300 damage, which is really good. It's on stage 2 though. It's a stage 2 EX, so it's gonna be a little difficult to get out. The Wide Blast would be freaking awesome if you can pair it with the right cards. You're doing 50 damage to everyone. Oh yeah, you could do a lot of sweeping there. I believe there's a Palisand from a couple sets ago that brings everyone down to a certain amount. I'm trying to remember what that attack does, but we'll get back to that. We got Larvesta, Beldum, Torkoal, Komala. It's a weird one. I don't want to talk about it. Grimmsnarl, Shadowy Knot. This attack does 50 damage to each of your. This does 50 damage for each energy in your opponent's retreat cost. So it could do anywhere between 0 and 200 for 1 energy. Ends PP up. Great card for Ends Pokemon, where you basically can get a basic energy from your discard pile, put it right back on Ends Pokemon. Works really good with Ends Darmanitan, which discards energies from itself, and Ends Zoroark EX, which can get powered up, can start attacking for only 2 energy. Iono's Electrode, Thump Thump Boom. Attack that does 100 damage to itself. Flip a coin if heads. Your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out. Not sure if it's worth knocking itself out for it, though. Squawkabilly, Noibat, and the rare is Tapu Koko EX. Also another, wow, 2 EXs out of 4 packs already. This attack does 20 more damage on top of the 60 for each of your bench Pokemon. So, I've seen this in a few different decks, mainly to counter that of Milotic EX. Really anything with an electric weakness, this is pretty good. I tried running in an Ogerpon box, but I'm gonna experiment with a little bit more. It's decent. It's not like mind-blowingly great, but for electric energy and a colorless energy, you can't beat it. Especially if you got Area 0 under depths on the field, you can do a lot of crazy damage with that. Might be a good replacement for Raikou V, which is about to rotate out. Next pack, we got Drampa, we got Durant, Morgrim, Galarian Stunfisk, Regice, Hops Cramorant. This card right here. Fickle Spitting. If your opponent has exactly 3 or 4 prize cards remaining, this attack does nothing. Oh, it doesn't have. So, basically, your opponent has to have 3 or 4 prize cards remaining, and this thing can do 120 damage for 1 energy. Absolutely essential in a Hops deck. I've seen other decks try to work it in, too, to not get some knockouts on stuff like Mimikyu, or really any low HP Pokemon. Octillery, Paris, Bombardier, and the rare is Lillie's Rabombi. Inviting Wink, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during this turn, you may I'm just trying to make sure I get this right. You may have your opponent reveal their hand and put any number of basic Pokemon you find there onto the bench. The way Lillie's deck works out is you try to get a bunch of Pokemon on the bench to attack with Lillie's Clefairy. So the Rabombi might actually help with that. It's a kind of a wonky strategy, though. Alright, next we got Tadbulb, Cramorant. This is not the Hops Cramorant. This is just regular Cramorant. Basically, ceaseless spitting, flip a coin until you get tails, does 50 for each heads. We got Florgato, Hops Rookity, Excelgor. This one's pretty interesting. Poisonous Ploy. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused and poisoned. Switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. So it comes in, attacks, does 70 damage, poisons and confusions and poisons them, sorry. And then it rotates out. So you can do some pretty cool trick plays with this thing. We got Hop's Corviknight. One of the weirder cards in Hop's set, but I don't see it being played a lot. The first attack's pretty good. Shoot Through. This attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, on top of doing 50 for 1 energy. Steel Wing does 150, and you take 60 less damage from attacks. I'm not sure if it's great on its own, but it could be. I can see it being like part of a nice little one-prizer deck, especially with all the Hop power boosting cards. We got Greedent, Ends PP up, and Sigilif. Come on, give me another Ends card. Yes, look at that. Wow, look at that. One pack, we got Ends, we got Reverse Fold, Ends PP up, Ends Sigilif, and then we got Ends Reshiram. So what does this do? Powerful Rage. 20 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So with 130, it can do pretty well. And then Virtuous Flame for 2 fire, electric, and a colorless does 170. Kind of a high price to pay. We're going to probably be using it more for the first attack, but not the way you're thinking. Stay tuned. The Ends deck has all kinds of tricks to it. I'm hoping to get the Ends Zoroark EX. At least 2 copies would be good. Alright, Ends Darumaka, Fungus, Ends Clink, Lotad, Hops Cramorant. I'm glad I got another one of those. Maractus. This is a very interesting, I'm not sure if it's stall or wall, but it's interesting. If this Pokemon is in the active spot and is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, put 6 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. So anything at 110 HP will probably get knocked out pretty easily. And then they just basically take 6 damage counters, which will knock out something small or really damage something that can make it a little easier to knock out. And then the first attack, Corner, basically does 20 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. So you're kind of setting them up to... You can do a lot of cool setup plays, but it can also be used to stall pretty well. We got Chinchino, Alolan Graveler, Galarian Stunfisk, and the rare is Iono's Kilowattrel. I'm going to have to adjust this light one in a minute, sorry. Basically, Flashing Draw, you must discard basic electric energy that's attached to Iono's Kilowattrel. And then once during your turn, you may draw until you have 6 cards in your hand. So very, very cool Pokemon. I can see it working pretty well in Iono's deck. Also does 70 damage with Mach Bolt, but it's more of a draw engine. I can see it working pretty well with cards like Electric Generator, where you just throw an energy on it and then discard it. Not sure if it'll... I mean, in an Iono deck, yeah, we'll see play. I'm not sure if I can see it as an effective draw engine, though. Just attaching an energy, though, is a little difficult to do, but it does get you 6 cards, though, or until you have 6 cards in your deck, into your hand. Next one, we got Ends Clink, Nimble, Larvitar, Remoraid, Regice, Iris's Fighting Spirit, another good supporter card from this set. Basically, you can only use this card if you discard another card from your hand, and then you draw until you have 6 cards in your hand. See, this is better. You get rid of stuff you don't want, and then you get more cards from your deck. Octillery, Alolan's Marowak. I almost called it Ends Marowak. Wow, look at that! Oh my god. That's a chase card right there. And then we got Lillie's Rabombi, but the Ends Zoroark, that is the special illustration. Ends Zoroark, I am so glad I bought this. This has been one of the better Elite Trainer boxes I've gotten. I haven't even gotten to the box yet. I am so happy right now. Okay, we got Fungus, Ends Darumaka. Oh, we didn't even talk about the Zoroark. The ability is trade. You discard a card from your hand, draw 2 cards. Doesn't seem like a lot, but trust me, if you can get a bunch of them on the field, it starts to pile up to the point where you might accidentally deck yourself out if you're using the ability too much. And then the ability the attack Night Joker. For 2 dark energy, you can basically use any attack from your bench Pokemon that are End's name, like Reshiram. You can use that powerful Rage attack, where it does 20 damage for each damage counter on it. It's got 280 HP, so it can hold a lot of damage counters. There's also another card in this set called Ends. Not Darumaka, it's the other guy. What's his face? Darmanitan. Ends Darmanitan. We'll get to that later on. We got Ends Darumaka, Noibat, Alolan Geodude, Virizion, Hop's Choice Band, Articuno, Ends Clang for the Cling, Iris's Fighting Spirit, and another Meowscarada. Wow. All right. So far, so good. That was just the Elite Trainer box. That was like better, like one of the better ETBs I bought. All right, we're getting into the box now. Let's see what we get from this one. We got Beldum. We got Baggin. We got Wingull. Togedemaru. Hop's Bag. Ends Kling Clang. Okay, so we saw Ends Clang, nothing much. Ends Kling Clang, though, is the stage 2 of that. Magnetic Blast for 1 energy is not great, does 50 damage, but for Triple Smash, for 2 steel energy and I colorless, flip 3 coins, does 120 for each heads. You're probably going to be pulling off either 120 or 240, maybe even 360 from this. You can use it with Ends Zoroark, but that's not really the best way to use it. A lot of Ends decks neglect Ends Kling Clang. We got Hop's Sandaconda, another neglectful card from the Hops deck. We got Cubone, Hop's Cramorant, and the rare is Tyranitar. I've heard things about this one. The Daunting Gaze, as long as this Pokemon's in the active spot, your opponent cannot play any item cards from their hand. So to give you an idea, that one Excelgor, basically you can attack with that, retreat. If you can retreat to this thing, you basically do 70 damage, your opponent's Pokemon is poisoned and confused, and they can't play any items. So, yeah, they're going to be in a pretty rough situation. And then Cracking Stomp for a Dark and a Colorless does 150, and then discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. Good way to do a little milling there. Next, we got Minchino. We got Piloswine, Cufant, Greedent, Regice. By the way, I'm having a hard time seeing my camera right now, so I'm trying to make sure I get everything center. Corviknight. We got Druddigon, Lombre, Meowscarada is the rare. We got 3 Meowscaradas. If you like Meowscarada, I got a deck for you. Now I got. If I got 3 of them now, I gotta try and make something work with this thing. And it's cool. You can just switch into the active spot, but its attack's not that great. I'll figure something out with it. Next pack, we got Squovit, Paris, Milcery. We got Paldean Wooper. We got Copperaja there. Now I don't catch the glare. Ends Castle. This is the card, absolutely essential to Ends deck. Basically, Ends Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent, have no retreat cost. And having no retreat cost in this game is amazing. We have Oinkologne, Reverseful Noivern, Full Art Wailord, and then we have a Regirock, which is decent, but the Wailord, look at that. Pulling all kinds of good stuff tonight. I think the Wailord's actually one of the better cards in the more sought after cards in the set for the artwork. All right, next pack we got Sprigatito, Hops Silicobra, Fungus, Ends Darumaka, Spiky Energy. Basically, it provides a colorless energy if the Pokemon this card is attached to in the active spot is damaged from your opponent's Pokemon's from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon. You put 2 damage counters on that. If you can put it on a pretty tanky Pokemon, I can see this actually being pretty useful. You just they just keep attacking it. If you can get like 2 or 4 of them on, it's pretty decent. I think there's a Lycanroc in this set that uses it really well. So, yeah, basically a little revenge kill right there. They reprint Super Potion for the set. Heal 60 from one of your Pokemon, and then discard energy from that Pokemon. Ends Darumaka. This is the card we were talking about. This is essential for the Ends deck. Backdraft for 2 energy. This attack does 30 damage for each basic energy card in your opponent's discard pile. You probably won't, in this day and age, you probably won't see too many energy cards in your opponent's discard pile unless they're running freaking Goldungo. That's kind of a nice little thing that it has. This thing can just destroy a freaking Goldungo. And then Flame Body can discard all energy from this Pokemon, and this attack does 9 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. That's the attack right there. So, on this guy, there are 2 ways to really use this thing effectively. One was with the End Zoroark EX, where basically you copy that attack, discard the 2 energy from the Zoroark EX, and then do 90 damage to the active Pokemon, and then 90 damage to one of the bench Pokemon. One of the other, but you have to have this guy on the bench. What you can also do is later on in the game, once that Zoroark gets knocked out and you're down in prize cards, you can put a reversal energy on this guy. Just slap a reversal energy on him, send him on out. Flame Body Cannon, discard the reversal energy, do 90 and 90 to the bench. It's actually pretty good. So I've seen some Ends decks that run these things, probably like a good 3-3 line, or at least a 4-3 line, 3-3 line. But yeah, you want this guy on the bench. This guy's one of the main attackers, along with Ends Reshiram. And we got Super Potion, Morgrim, and the rare is Dunsparce EX. Look at that. So yeah, this is another card we're seeing a lot of play of. Tenacious Tail. This attack does 60 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon EX in play. With freaking Owlbox or Okerpon Box, whatever you call it. We're seeing a lot more EXs now. With this set, we're going to be seeing a lot with the End Zoroark deck. People are putting out like 4 End Zoroark EX in the deck. So basically, you're going to see a lot more EX in this environment. You want something like Tenacious Tail where it can do a lot of damage for 1 energy. But it's only your opponent's Pokemon EX, so... let's get that guy in his sleeve. And then Destructive Tail, this attack's damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon, but probably going to be using it more for Tenacious Tail. Getting all kinds of good stuff tonight. Next, we got Impidimp, the Wailmer to go with the Wailord. I think there's actually a full art Wailmer in here too, similar to the Wailord. I had to look into that. Cramorant, Excelgor, Lily's Pearl. This is a great card for the Lily's Clefairy when we might see it later. But any Lily's Pokemon this card is attached to, when it gets knocked out, your opponent takes 1 fewer prize card. So if you attach it to one of those 1 prize or Lily Pokemon, they don't take any prizes when they knock it out. There's a Lily's EX Pokemon in here. In this set, if you attach Lily's Pearl to that Pokemon, they only take 1 prize card when they knock it out. Very effective. But we'll see if we get that EX Pokemon. I'll show you in a minute. Greedent. We got Butterfree. Hops Bag. Great card for searching. You search 2 basic Hops Pokemon and put them onto the bench. Great for any Hops deck, obviously. And the rare is Paldean Clodsire EX. There's a few EX, well, there's a good amount of EX Pokemon in here that aren't that great, but they have a little bit of they might have some use. I just gotta look into that. 280 damage for stage 1's great. Poison Ring, 60 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is not poisoned and cannot retreat during the next turn. And then Giga Impact for 220. We're seeing a lot more poison Pokemon make a comeback. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of decks. It's probably not the best poison Pokemon, but being able to making them not be able to retreat is going to be awesome. Next pack, we got Noibat, Alolan Geodude, Lotad, Sentret, Iris's Fighting Spirit, Octillery, Hops Cramorant, Redeemable Ticket. We haven't talked about this card yet. One of the cards rotating out, unfortunately, is a card called Hisuian Heavy Ball. And because that card will let you just look at your prize cards and take a basic Pokemon out of there, with that card rotating out soon, it's really difficult to get certain cards out of your prizes other than just knocking out your opponent's Pokemon. This makes things a little bit easier, but it comes at a cost. Basically, you count your prize cards, shuffle them into the deck, then bottom of the deck, then take that many cards from the top of your deck and put them face down as your prize cards. So this is a good way to if you find that you got like certain cards stuck in your prize cards, certain cards that are essential for your deck. Redeemable ticket might be a way out for that, a way to avoid that. I'm not crazy about it though, just because you might end up putting necessary cards back into your prize cards. We also have a new Lilligant. Attacks used by your grass and fire Pokemon do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. If you have a pure grass deck or you got some fire Pokemon on the deck, this could actually be pretty helpful. I think it's actually most helpful with the Diplin from Twilight Masquerade, which can attack twice. You could essentially boost that attack up to 120, have it attack twice, do 240. That'd be pretty great. And then Hops Double is the rare. We didn't talk about this one yet. Defiant Torn. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may switch in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot and then headbutt for 80. But really, this is a great way to basically get out certain Pokemon. Works really well in a Hops deck. Actually, it doesn't need to be a Hops deck. I'm seeing people just use the card to act as like a boss order without having to lose a supporter for the turn. And we got Florgato, Hops Rookity, Ens Clink, Nimble, Regice, Hops Cramorant, Octillery, Magmortar. Is that a rare? Yeah, it's a rare. It's not that great. During your opponent's during your Pokemon checkup, put 3 more damage counters on your opponent's burned Pokemon. I've seen people use that with a couple different burn cards. I don't know. I'm not crazy about it because burn can self-heal itself if they flip heads. Escavalier, and then Butterfree. Scale Hurricane, basically you flip 4 coins, does 60 damage for each heads. If at least 2 of them are heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. I'm not crazy about it though. There's some cards in this set that are kind of basic, and it's like, it's a little too basic to be effective. I didn't buy a freaking 45 packs to be sort of effective. Alright, and Zorua, Tropius, Swinub, Delmise, another Lily's Pearl, Chinchino, Maractus, Iono's Kilowattrel, Squovit, and the rare is Noivern. This is a very interesting one. If you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent, all energy, ignore the energy cost of Frightening Howl. So you basically attack without putting energy on it with Frightening Howl. Does 110 damage and your opponent's Pokemon is confused. It's basic, but I used it pretty effectively in the pre-release tournament. Some guy thought he was pretty cocky getting a Hops Cramorant out first turn. Alright, Larvitar, Remoraid, Carablast, trying to hide the foil, Kecleon, Weezing. If this Pokemon used does 120 more damage, so it's a very interesting thing you can do with Pervasive Gas, and then attack again, do 170 next time, so that's total 200 and they're already confused, so. Ruffian. Discard a Pokemon tool and a special energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon. I'm not sure if they have to have both in order for you to play this card. I'll have to look into that, but we're losing some cards that get rid of Pokemon tools and like Lost Vacuum, and Getting rid of special energies is going to be kind of difficult, especially since they keep adding new ones to the set, so it's nice to have a supporter that can do something about that. Chinchino, Metang, Lycanroc. This is the one we talked about, the Lycanroc. Spike Clad. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during this turn, you may attach up to 2 spiky energy cards from your discard pile to this Pokemon. And then Clamping Fangs. This attack does 40 damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So that can, if you can get around that 120 HP. Yeah, 120 HP is pretty easy to knock out, but if you start throwing a bunch of spiky energy on this guy, I can see it being a pretty effective revenge killer. And then we got the Zacian. The Hops Zacian is the rare. Okay, so this is the heart and soul of the Hops deck. Basically, 230 HP on a basic Pokemon's decent. Insta Strike for 1 energy. This attack does 30 damage to basically the active Pokemon and then one of the bench Pokemon. And then for 240, you can do Brave Slash, but that's a lot of energy. But here's the thing about the Hops deck is that you got Potswick or Postwick, which boosts the attack by 30 to the active Pokemon. You got Hops Choice Band, which boosts the attack by 30 and then ignores energy cost. You got Hops Snorlax, which boosts it by another 30. So you can basically do 120 with this thing if you got those cards out, and then not even have to put an energy on it. Or if you can put 3 Steel Energy on it, you can do 270, 300, 330 for those 3 Steel Energy, which is pretty good. So if I can get some more Hops Zacian, that'd be pretty... the Hops deck is actually one of the more powerful decks in this set. Right up there with the Ends deck. Alright, next pack. We got Black Belt's Training, Shelmet, Rockruff, Caterpie, Toad's Cruel. Makes your Pokemon pay... Oh no, your bench Pokemon, sorry. As long as this Pokemon's on the bench, your active Pokemon's retreat cost is 2 less. It's pretty decent. And then Ruffian, Lukix, Lotad, Iono's Tadbulb, and Reshiram. Nice. Should be told you only need 1 Reshiram for the deck. You want to focus more on attacking with the Ends Darmanitan. But it's nice to have that, have the ability to use Powerful Rage if your Zoroark has taken a good amount of damage. Next, we got Torchic, Iono's Wattrel, Squawkabilly, Ends Clang, Maractus, Toad's Cruel, Ends Darmanitan, Carablast, Levincia. Great card for the Iono deck. We haven't talked much about the Iono deck. But basically, once during your turn, that player may put 2 electric energy cards from their discard pile into their hand. Great way to recover electric energy. And then Hop Snorlax. We talked about this one. As long as it's on the bench, does your Hops Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. And then if you need to, you can always Dynamic Press. And yeah, so it doesn't have to be on the bench. So basically, the Dynamic Press would do 170, but it takes 80 damage. So you can only use that effectively. Well, you can use it twice before knocking itself out. Still a great support card for Hops Pokemon. Yeah, I'm still on the fence about which one is the better one, the Hops deck or the Ends deck. I think the Ends deck has more utility, but the Hops deck has more power. Next, we got Magmar, Hops Wooloo, Beldum. That is not a Dedenne. Baggin, Combuskin, Alolan Golem, Scavalier, Milcery, Clink, Ends Clink. And the rare is Lily's Rabombi. We've gotten 3 Lily's Rabombi. Not the Lily card that I wanted, but I'm sure we'll find it. Yeah, honestly, with the Lily's Clefairy, the Lily deck actually looks pretty decent. Alright, next we got Furret, Druddigon. Basically attach a basic fire energy from a discard pile to one of your dragon Pokemon. He probably would use it best. Honestly, it might work better with the Salamence X that we got earlier. Then we got Cubone, Lechonk, Redeemable Ticket, Combuskin, Alolan Golem, Paldean Wooper, Maractus, and the rare is Ludicolo. I haven't seen too many EXs in this box so far, but we've gotten some good stuff. Next, we got Wingull, Togedemaru, Squovit. Something good there. We got Paris, Brock Scouting, Volcarona, Alola Marowak, Metagross. Yeah, this one's got a kind of a weird attack. Conjoined Beam does 130 for 2 Psychic. If Beldum and Metang are on the bench, this attack does 150 more damage, so 280 for 2 Psychic is pretty decent for a one prizer. Not sure. I'm not sure if you want to build a deck around it though. Piloswine, and the rare is Dunsparce. Yeah, just like the one we got earlier, except this one's the more. I'm not sure. I guess the more common one, but the easier to find one. All right, next we got the Joltik, the Larvesta, Metapod, Black Belt's Training, Escavalier, Brock Scouting. I'm glad I'm getting these. I need a good set of them. Volcarona, Hop's Choice Band, and the oh, look at that! And we get a Tyranitar too. But there is the full art ends Pokemon right there. Ends Reshiram. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Actually, there's another thing. In this, when you buy the booster box, you get a free. I neglected to mention this earlier. Yeah, they just give you one wrapped. So, so look at that. One box, I get 2 of these things, and you get this one has the Journey Together stamp on it though. But yeah, same. Yeah, really same everything. This one just got the stamp. Still a nice pull. That's cool. I got one stamped, one not stamped. I'm pretty sure the stamped one, I don't know which one's more expensive. Price of cards is crazy right now. Milcery, Paldean Wooper, Impidimp, Wailmer, Weezing, Virizion, Hop's Choice Band, Torkoal, Parasect, and the rare is Magearna. It's got an interesting ability. Auto heal as long as this Pokemon's in the active spot. Whenever you attach an energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon, heal 90 damage from that Pokemon, and then Spike Draw, do 20, draw 2 cards. I mean, yeah, if you gotta heal your Pokemon, I can see it being pretty effective. Honestly, probably that Lycanroc. I was thinking about that. Yeah, you heal 90 damage from that Lycanroc. Really any Pokemon that can take a shot that has good HP, so might see some play. It's a weird support card. We're almost at the halfway point for this box. If I get another one of those End Zoroark cards, the same rarity, I will be so happy. I'll be doing backflips. Of course, you won't see it, though. Next, we got Iona's Voltorb, Oricorio, End's Purloin, Professor's Research, Lokix, Iris's Fighting Spirit, Virizion. Ooh, Reverse Swell ends Reshiram. Nice. Cramorant, and the rare is Wailord. It's not that great of a Wailord. If you throw 4 water energy on it, it basically does 210. That's still kind of a steep price though. I guess you could use Arctibax to make things a little easier. Next we got Iono's Tadbulb, Cramorant, Floragato, Hop's Rookity, Articuno, Postwick. Another one of the Hop's supporter cards, basically, Hop's supporting cards, I should say. Cloth, Mr. Mime, and Sigilif, and the rare is... Ooh, full art Ruffian, look at that. Not the best supporter card in the set, but still looks pretty cool. All right, we are at the halfway point, guys. We got 18 packs left. Next up is Impidimp, Lechonk, Cubone, Ends Joltik. Wow, first time we saw this one. There's no Ends Galvantula as of right now, so basically you're just using it for zapping short. Before doing any damage, discard all Pokemon tools from your opponent's active Pokemon. If you discard Pokemon tool in this way, your opponent's active Pokemon is not paralyzed. Not great, not really great for the Reshiram to be using either, or sorry, the Zoroark to be using either, so pass. Weezing, Hops Cramorant, Maractus, Shuppet, Rockruff, and the rare is Meowscarada. That's number 4. I'll probably make a Meowscarada deck for fun. There's gotta be a way, something we can do with this thing. Alright, next pack. Paris, Wingull, Swinub, Shelmet, Alolan Golem, Escavalier, Brock Scouting, Magearna, Drampa, and the rare is Wailord. Please tell me we can get all the good stuff now. Really hoping to find that Lillie's Clefairy if I can. I might do that. I might make like a deck profiles for each one, every trainer's deck. One for Hop, one for Zoroark, or sorry, one for N, one for Iono, and one for Lillie. And do videos for each one of them because they all have their charms. We got Larvesta, Beldum, Torkoal, Komala, Chinchino, Toad's Cruel, Darumaka, Florgado, Sprigatito. Oh, cool. Reverse foil. What's the third one, I wonder? Oh, it's Noivern. Okay. Freaking Meowscarada. I'm good. I love Meowscarada. It's a great, cool looking Pokemon, but I also want other things. Alright, next we got Shelgon, Milcery, Paldean Wooper, Black Belt's Training, Volcarona, Low-Kicks, Iris's Fighting Spirit. We got Ends Kling Clang, we talked about already. Togedemaru, and the rare is Volcarona EX. This has been some very weird rogue decks. Scalding Steam, basically, once during your turn, if this Pokemon's in the active spot, you may make your opponent's active Pokemon burned. Basically, what people are doing is bringing this in, and then trying to retreat it, send out the Magmortar, and then attack with that, and then the burn just does crazy amount of damage each turn. You can also use Scorching Cyclone, basically moving energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. I can see it working. It's interesting. I just don't think it's, building a deck around it worth it. But if you're trying to do like a burn deck, kind of like what people are doing with Poison, there you go. Poison's more reliable in my opinion, and you can actually you can up the damage more. If you can Poison and burn, that'd be great. Alright, we got Coughing, Shuppet, Hops Corvisquire, and Sigilif, Low-Kicks, Combuskin, Alolan Golem, Sentret, and Castle, and the rare is Butterfree. I think there are Ace specs in this. No, they stopped doing Ace specs. Okay, I was trying to remember. Like, are there any Ace specs? No, they all the Ace specs have the letter H on the bottom, so they're all gonna be rotate out together, which I think is nice. It was nice having them for a while, but yeah, we're looks like they're not in the future. Wailmer, Zorua, and Darumaka, Fungus, Virizion, Hop's Choice Band, Articuno, Pelipper, Larvitar, and the rare is Tyranitar. I got enough to build the Tyranitar deck, though. Alright, next is Billionaire. What is this? Oh, Billy and Onair. Yeah, Billionaire. Draw 2 cards, and if you have 10 or more cards in your hand, draw 2 more cards. I can see this actually being useful in a Tinka-Tough... Sorry. Tinka-Tough, Tinka-Ton. That's it. Tinka-Ton EX deck. Where basically you're trying to get as many cards in your hand to do as much damage as you can. Draw 2 cards. If you got 10 or more, draw 2 more, because those kind of decks will have a good amount of cards, especially with the Dun Sparses they run. We got Pancham, Minchino, Petlil, Escavalier, Iono's Electrode. By the way, if you have 10 cards in your hand, play a damn card already. Volcarona. I was just thinking about that. I've never, like... I mean, I've done it with, like, ancient decks. I've had, like, ancient box where I have a bunch of cards in my hand. But you're just asking to get Iono'd. We got Nimble, Shelmet, and the rare is... Oh, a Brock Scouting card. Look at that. That is nice. That's the Brock Scouting you want to use in the deck. Getting my share of good cards tonight. Alright, next we got Ends Clink, we got Lotad, Nimble, Larvitar, Postwick, Cloth, Lavincia, Volcarona, Coughing, and the rare is Alcremie EX. Dang, I thought for sure that was a Clefairy EX. Nope. Basically, it's a ability confectionery gift. Once during your turn, you may heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon, and then Whip Shot does 160, so it's decent. Not sure deck worthy though. Still, it's an EX though. Yeah, they put out. What happened was Japan put out a bunch of decks that have like kind of subpar EX Pokemon. It was kind of used as like training to get people into the game. I just really wish they wouldn't put them in the set, though, when I'm trying to find certain things. Let's see, we got Piloswine, Cufant, Sprigatito, Hops Silicobra, Alolan Marowak, Brock Scouting, Virizion, just regular Dunsparce, Billionaire, and there is Ludicolo. Alright, 9 packs remain. Alright guys, we're in the home stretch. Nine packs remaining. We got Remoraid, Carablast, Torchic, Lilligant, Alolan Marowak, Lily's Pearl, Bayonet. There was some talk about this one. Basically, curse words. Nice. Your opponent chooses 3 cards from their hand and shuffles those cards into their deck. Basically, people were talking about using this in tandem with Zero whatever's Machinations. Basically, your opponent discards until they have 3 cards in their hand, then you use this to basically empty their hand. I might try something with that, I don't know. I can see maybe doing something with that in Bayonet EX. We got Durant. Hey! Full Art Furret. I like it. And another Hop Snorlax, which is cool. Alright. I like that Furret. It's adorable. Make a deck with all Furrets. Not gonna do any damage, it's just gonna look cute. Meanwhile, your opponent's just going crazy, like, what is he planning? What is his strategy? Why did he get all these dang Furret cards? Next one is Fungus, Ends Darumaka, Noibat, Alolan Geodude, Hop's Choice Band, Articuno, Postwick, Hop's Rookity, and Zorua Reverse Flow, and the rare is, come on, and Zoroark. Lily's Rabombi. Well, I got 4 Lily's Rabombi now, so if your strategy is to get your opponent to fill up their bench, there you go. Without the Lily's Clefairy, though, kind of the whole Lily's deck does fall apart a little bit. Next one, we got Alolan Graveler, just regular Dunsparce, Impidimp, Lechonk, Pangoro, Grimmsnarl, Ends PP Up, funny name, Postwick, Hops Corvisquire, and the rare is Magearna. Alright, we got 6 packs left. We've gotten a lot of good stuff already. I'm very happy with the box as is, with what we pulled. And also, make sure real soon I'm going to be posting some TCG live content, featuring some of the new decks, new cards. Next we got Lotad, Sentret, and Zorua, Tropius, Cloth, Levincia, Super Potion, Magmar, Remoraid, and the rare is Mamoswine EX. Fighting Pokemon are about to make a comeback here. Once during your turn, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. Rumbling March, 2 fighting energy, does 180, then 40 more damage for each stage 2 Pokemon on your bench. I can see something happening with that, and maybe Garchomp EX or the Cynthia's Garchomp EX coming out next set. Still, running that many stage 2 Pokemon might be a little troublesome. Next one, we got Cubone, Ends Joltik, Larvesta, Beldum, Iono's Electrode. We haven't seen too many Iono's card. We haven't seen the Iono's Bellibolt. Ends Klinklang, Virizion, Oricorio, and Iono's Kilowattrel. There's another Iono's Kilowattrel. But without the Bellibolt, it kind of... Yeah, you kind of need some of these like big trainer Pokemon to make the deck work. Like, you need Hops Zacian for the Hops deck, you need Zoroark for the Zoroark deck, stuff like that. They're some of the most sought-after Pokemon in the set, though. Not so much the Bellibolt. Next, we got Swinub, Delmise, Black Belt's Training, Shelmet, Hops Corviknight, Bayonet, Pangoro, Hops Snorlax, that's the third one there, Noibat, and the rare is Magmortar. 3 packs remaining. Next one, we got the Torkoal, the Kamala, Coughing, Shuppet. It's actually a decent Shuppet. 20 damage for 1 psychic energy. We got the Hops Sandaconda, the Caparaja, Ends Castle, Shelgon, Hops Silicobra, and the rare is Metagross. Getting close to the end here. 2 packs remain. This one feels a little heavy. We got Rockruff, Caterpie, Magmar, Hops Wooloo. We're going to need that for the Hops... crap, I forgot the name of it. You know what I mean. Grimmsnarl, Ends PP Up, Pelipper, Toad's Cruel, Iris's Fighting Spirit, and the rare is Lycanroc. Alright, last pack. Like I said, we've already gotten a good amount of really good cards. We got that End Zoroark special illustration rare. Happy about that. We got a Corvisquire, End Sigilif, Billionaire, Pancham, Oinkologne, Excelgor, Pelipper, Spiky Energy, Impidimp, and the rare is Amoonguss EX. Spore Ball, 30 damage for Grass Energy. Your opponent's active Pokemon's now asleep. And then I'm not going to pronounce that right. Champignon's Swing. 100 damage plus flip a coin. If heads, does 80 more. That's decent. But hey, it's an EX Pokemon, so we did pretty well for this set. So as you can see out of this box, we did get a great amount of pulls. Holy crap, we got the N Zoroark EX Special Illustration Rare. The Zorua that came with the box. Those two look great together. We got two of the N's Restroom's full arts. One Journey to the other is a special one from the box. And then this one just got lucky with the packs. Got a Brock Scouting. We got this full art Whaler for it. We got these Brock Scouting Ruffian cards. Those are cool. Bunch of EX monsters. Definitely going to try and build some decks with these. But I'm going to need a few more cards, but I think I can pull some stuff off. You'll be seeing some of the stuff when I do TCG live videos, but that is going to wrap things up for this video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to TimPlaysAGame. Let me know in the comments section if you did get any Journey Together stuff. What'd you pull? I'm always excited to hear about what people get from their packs. Till next time, this is Tim from TimPlaysAGame signing off, and have a good night, guys.